Hi, I am Micah, living with my family here in BGC, one of the most progressive areas in the Philippines. If you're new here, welcome to our little corner of the internet. Life here is fast and beautiful, and let's be honest, it is definitely one of the most expensive places to live in the country. Usually, our daily routine is pretty set, but this week, our quiet condo suddenly turned into the ultimate chaotic and heartwarming family reunion hub. My sister and her family traveled all the way from Mindoro to visit us. They've been living in the province since around 2016, so coming over to Manila isn't just a simple drive. It's a whole production. Coincidentally,
Tapos,
my sister has four
yun,
kids,
yung
two boys and two girls. And that's the exact same
Kuya
breakdown as my
B-Boy, look
family.
here.
Two boys, two girls.
Send natin kay Lola. Iday!
Growing up with only one sister, I
Olivia!
never in my wildest dreams
Oh,
imagined that I would end up having four kids of my own. I used to look at large
easy.
families and wonder how on earth do
W.
they manage, especially in today's economy. Raising children is no joke. It is incredibly expensive. I actually just gave birth to my youngest baby last April 1st, and let me tell you, it was a beautiful blessing, but this is officially my last pregnancy. I am 36 years old now, and I'll be the first to admit I am no longer young, and my body definitely feels the transition. There is a huge age gap in my family. I had my firstborn when I was 23 years old,
Wala pa kasing
and then
camera
my
doon sa
second
video
came
eh.
along much later in 2021. Even though the gap is wide, every time I look at my kids, I am just filled with so much gratitude that I was given the
Oh,
chance
siya,
to be a
nakatingin siya
mother.
dito. May Dad, i-ano mo nga yung ano, yung wifi ni ano. Sa dito, wait lang, yan. Tapos, yun, yung Kuya B-Boy, look here. Send natin kay Lola. Iday! Olivia! Oh, wala si Kuya, tulog. Watsakay! Oh!
We always get asked by relatives and friends, why BGC? Why choose to live in such a pricey area when you have a big family? It's a fair question. Given that we have four kids now, the expenses add up fast. But for my husband and me, the answer comes down
Wala
to
si
two
Kuya.
major things: accessibility and safety. Everything we could possibly need is right outside our doorstep: the hospital, the groceries, great schools, and most importantly, it's right next to my workplace. We don't have to waste hours in Manila traffic. We know it's a financial sacrifice, but as long as my husband and I team up and help each other, I know we can handle it and give our kids a great life. Because traveling from Mindoro is so expensive and requires riding a Roro ship and traveling hours by land, my sister's family can usually only visit us once a year. So whenever they are here, even if it's just for a single day, we try to make the absolute most of it. Today, we brought all the cousins down to the pool.
Wala si Kuya. Kids edition.
While the kids swam and played, my sister and I shared those long, simple conversations that you can only have in person. A whole year of text messages and video calls can never replace just sitting down together and catching up on life. The hardest part about family visits is always the goodbye. Once they packed up and headed back to the province, I could immediately feel the sadness hit my kids. The house suddenly felt so quiet, and they kept wondering why the noise and the energy vanished so quickly. But the bittersweet feeling didn't last long because today was a double blessing. My eldest son also came home for a short summer vacation. He stays and goes to school in the province, so during his academic breaks, he always makes it a point to rush back home to bond with us, especially with his younger siblings who miss him terribly. This time, he brought his half sibling along with him so they could also stroll around BGC together. Province life is completely different from city life, so whenever he is here, he really tries to maximize every single hour. To make the most of his short vacation, we went out to stroll around BGC High Street. It was such a lovely night. While walking around Fifth Avenue, we actually get to see the famous BGC Portal, that massive round screen where you can see people in the other country in real time. My son thought it was so cool to wave at people on the other side of the world. After checking out the portal, we decided to head inside the mall to cool down. We ordered some drinks, sat down, and just stayed there for a while, enjoying each other's company. Before leaving the mall, we also bought a few school supplies that my son will need for the upcoming term. By the time I finished, everyone was hungry, so we decided to get some dinner. We ended up having delicious fried chicken at LA Chicks. We really enjoyed that night of strolling. I honestly just wanted my son to soak in all the city lights and the BGC vibe because I knew that in a day or two he would be heading right back to the province. Before he officially traveled back, we made sure to have one last meal together. We went out for lunch and had pares at Goto Tendon, since he hadn't tried eating there yet. Even though it was a typical hot day under the bright Philippine sun, the walk going to the restaurant actually felt really nice and relaxing. That final meal before he left was so memorable for us. It was the only time my son really got to sit down, relax, and just enjoy a good lunch with us before facing the long travel back to the province. We miss him terribly already. We are always counting down the days, and we are really looking forward to the time when he can finally move back to the city for good once he reaches senior high school. Thank you so much for watching our little family update. If you enjoyed this vlog, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below about how you stay close with your long distance family. Take care, hug your loved ones, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye!